Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. And in this video we are going to try and fix this Dell mouse which I have. And as you can see, if I can first focus it, um it's pretty used. You can see I have like owned this particular mouse for over 2 years, and surprisingly it's still under warranty. Was there was some issue with the invoice from Amazon, so I got the full refund. But anyway, I thought anyway I have the full refund and I can order just a new model, but why not fix it if I can, right? So to do that, first of all I should explain you what really happened. So over the past 2 years I have been using this as my daily driver for my day-to-day activity, and everything works. Both these buttons work. The middle mouse button works. It even has these two side mouse buttons. I don't know what it's really called, but that too works. And these two side buttons, which are generally used to control the volume, also work. But the scroll button doesn't work. So let me first show you. I think it's already on. Yeah. So let me first show you what really happens, and then we will look at how to fix it. So yeah. Okay, so now that I'm connected to my laptop, and you can see I can operate the mouse, I can even control the volume from these two buttons, and the middle mouse button I have used it as a mute button. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it works. Rest of the things work. Not really much issue. The left click, the right click, everything works. But the scroll button, sometimes it works no matter how much I scroll. Sometimes it will work and sometimes it won't. It just refuses. And from what I have heard, this is fairly common with the Dell mouse. Okay, so now that we have seen what's the issue with it, let's see how to fix it. So first off, you can see it's still on, so I'm just going to turn it off and remove the battery. To remove the battery, you have to open this panel from over here. Let's keep that aside. Remove the battery. It's out. Now I don't use the dongle that much, but I will just take it out and keep it aside so it's safe out there. And once that's done, we can flip the mouse over, and you see these two mouse pads which are mainly used to glide through whatever surface you're using as a mouse pad. So now what you have to do, you can say it's a bit dirty, I will clean it later on. Anyway, but what you have to do is remove these two pads. Now while removing this, you have to be a bit careful. I'm not sure if you can get the new ones. If you can replace it, but if not, you want to stick this one back together later on. So to remove this, I'm simply using a pair of tweezers, and you can also use some sort of a knife or something like that, but it's fairly easy to remove this. And what you have to do, you just have to get in there and simply try to be gentle and remove it. Once you have some leverage, what I like to do is simply pull this one like this, and you should be able to remove this button. And you can see already we have some screws over here. We will get back to it later. So let me quickly remove both of them, and later let's see how to get inside. Once I have both of this removed, you can see, let me first zoom in a bit and show you. This doesn't look like normal Phillips head screws, and neither does it look like Allen screws. This looks like some sort of star key, and I think I have it. Let me quickly find it and I will get back to it. Okay, so while I was going through my stuff, I had this old um, screwdriver with multiple bits. I used it to fix one of my older phones some time back, but I found this particular key which looks like very similar to Allen. You guys can see It's very similar to Allen, but it has like a star kind of thing. So I will just put this fix in and we can get going. So you have to remove all the screws. So let's quickly do that, and I will see you in a bit. Alright, so as you can see, while I was just opening this last screw, the back panel popped open right away. I didn't really have to apply much force, but if yours doesn't pop right away, don't be afraid to just use a little pressure and pull this thing out. Now while pulling this thing out, I have to be careful because there may be a ribbon cable some sort connecting. I know it because to be honest, I've opened it already once before the video, and I know there is a button over here and the LED lights over here, and as you can see there is a ribbon cable going inside. So now in my case I have to pull the ribbon cable out from over here. Your case might be a little different if you have different particular model of the mouse. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to pull the ribbon cable out using a pair of my tweezer. Alright, so the ribbon cable is out and we don't need this. We are going to focus on this particular section, which is the main scroll part. So let's keep that aside as well. Okay, so once you have this particular part exposed, this is the main scroll wheel, which is responsible when you move this entire assembly moves, if you can watch it. And so the main area of focus is this. Now I could simply do my work over here, like clean this thing up using some isopropyl alcohol and put some new lubricant in this, which is supposed to fix it, but I don't want to do it over here itself. I'm going to remove this entire assembly because I don't have a proper isopropyl alcohol, and I also want to do some deep cleaning to this. So let's remove this particular cable. After that, I have to remove this battery cover. For that, I have to remove this particular connector as well. Once this is removed, I am simply going to grab one of my screwdriver, which I should have kept it ready with me earlier, but anyway, it was nearby. So okay, so what I'm doing, there is a Phillips head screw. This one is a Phillips head. Simply opening it and should be able to just pop this thing out. Not that easy, I guess. Okay, there's another one. So there's another one hiding underneath over here. So let's open that one as well. Okay, let's see. So the entire assembly pops right out. Be careful with the screws. We removed the two of them. Let's keep them aside. Okay, as you can see, the entire assembly of the mouse is fairly small. You can see, looks like these two are the antennas, so you don't want to do anything or damage it. Be careful with that. Next up, I am simply going to remove this entire scroll wheel assembly. Now I didn't really have to do anything, so it's like held over there using some plastic clips of the housing. Simply pull this and move this thing a little bit forward, and there's also a spring, so be careful with that, and we can get to this particular assembly now. I'm not directly doing this on this particular wheel. I'm going to remove this assembly out and then we are going to do it. So what I'm doing, just pulling this particular clip behind and using the help of tweezer, just pushing this thing out. So let me do that without breaking it. Okay, alright, so I guess it's out. So this is the entire thing in your mouse, if I can focus on it, which is responsible for the scrolling action. Alright, now for cleaning purpose, you want to use an isopropyl alcohol bath or use some these earbuds or Q-tips using isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to use Q-tips and that should work. One thing to note, this isopropyl alcohol which I am using is 70%, and ideally you want to use the 100% if you can find it. I did found it, but it was taking a lot of time and delivery charges were almost as much as the product costs. I thought, okay, it's fine, I will just use this and it should work fine. But alright, now for cleaning, what I'm doing, I have taken this cap of one of the old bottles or something, I don't know what exactly it was, and I'm pouring my 70% isopropyl alcohol in this, and it would be a good idea to make sure to fill it properly. So once this is filled, you can see I have filled it almost halfway. You want to take the scroll wheel and dip inside this, and what you want to do, I'm using the same screwdriver which I used to open the tips, and clean this and make sure to scroll the scroll wheel, I guess. I'm not able to get a good angle of this. Let me okay, so once you have cleaned it thoroughly, I recommend it leaving it up in some dry spot for about an hour or so. You can leave it up also for 24 hours for the safety. Just want to make sure that isopropyl alcohol which we just bathed it with should get dried up very well. So let's wait for that, and once that is done, next up you are going to need is a silicone spray, and it has to be 100% silicone spray. This is generally used for the lubrication of plastic parts or the rubber parts, especially in automobiles. So all the rubber joints you can easily lubricate with this. So once you have that, what we could do is just place it on the table and spray all over it. You want to make sure you get over to all the parts, especially in the inside. Now I'm not doing it directly on my table, I'm using that cap which I used earlier again, and keeping the scroll wheel inside and going to spray it all over it so it doesn't splash around all over my table, and even if it goes outside, it's like the small part of it. So let's do that quickly. Okay, once you have sprayed it all over, I recommend leaving it in the lubricant for some time, maybe for 5 minutes, and after that you can directly assemble and put together all the parts we just took apart, and you should be able to get a working mouse. Now I'm not going to show the entire process again, I'm just going to speed it up and show you the final result. Alright, so now we are here, and as you can see, the scroll wheel is working perfectly in the first try, and you can see rest of the buttons as well, like the left click and the right click, and all the volume buttons are also working. So I guess that's pretty much it for this video, and I hope this video helps you.